Well, how are you doing? So in this video, what I wanted to talk about is what to do when there's too much to fit in your mail truck. I thought about this because this is something we've been dealing with. We've had a lot of parcel volume in my office. My vehicle is pretty decently sized, but it's not the biggest thing, and can't always fit things in to my vehicle. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about overloads because I know some of you are dealing with the same thing. Okay. So first of all, you don't want to overload your vehicle. You don't want to do it if you can at all avoid it. I've done it. Don't get me wrong, I've done it. And there's a couple of things about that. So first of all, it can affect your visibility and control in your vehicle. Obviously, if you have packages stacked up behind you and you can't see out your rear view mirror, you've still got your side mirrors. That's just going to happen. But you really don't want something that's like a bunch of stuff sitting on your dashboard or blocking your passenger window. You don't want to have that. The other thing too is you don't want to be in danger of not being able to control your vehicle. One time I had a problem where I couldn't stop because I couldn't steer out of the way because I had a package blocking my arm. And luckily I stopped in time, but I could have hit something. So yeah, you've got to be really careful. Is it going to affect your ability to drive? If so, well, you've got too much stuff in there, right? Finding parcels. The other thing too, when you're out on the route and you've just got your vehicle loaded to the gills, you might have a real hard time, unless it's super organized, you might have a real hard time finding that package for the next address. So yeah, that can be an issue. You don't want to spend 20 minutes looking for something while you're out on your route. Okay. And damage. If you just pack everything into your vehicle, you're more likely to damage the packages you do have. You certainly don't want to do that. You don't want a complaint filed against you because you smashed somebody's uh, antique crystal or something, right? Okay. So how do you deal with these things? Well, I've done it a couple different ways, and one way to deal with it is to do a parcel run. So pull out the parcels that are closest to the office. So probably in section 1, the first section, or in section 6, those are most likely the ones that are closest to your office. You can pull out some of those and deliver them. Either you can deliver them separately from your mail. You can do that before or after delivery. So which one you do depends on you. And it kind of depends how your office is going. Maybe as soon as when you get in there, you see some, as soon as you get in there, maybe you want to deal with your packages. If you see that there's a lot of them before you even start your day. Okay. But alternatively, you could go out, deliver your route, and leave those behind, and then do a parcel run once you've delivered all the mail. Just sort of depends on other things in your office, like when is it a good time, to do it. Kind of depends on you. But yeah, you could do a parcel run at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. Okay. Alternatively, you could think about just taking a few really big ones or oddly shaped ones that are going to mess up your day. So even if they're a little further out, like if you've got just, like a stroller or a car seat that takes in this huge box, some of those 50-pound bags of dog food. If you're going to take that stuff out to the street, it's going to take up a lot of your vehicle. So maybe you can just grab those and take them out right away. Even if it's a little further out, if you just have to go to a couple addresses, that parcel run might not take that long. So you just got to kind of weigh it, like how big is your route? How far are these houses away? Get some help. This is another option. So, you can have a clerk or a carrier. They've got to run a truck out for some reason, or, maybe you have another carrier whose their route either travels through your route or butts up against it. Maybe they can take a few of your larger parcels. If they don't have a lot and you've got a ton, sometimes they'll be willing to do that. Grab one or two that are just making your day rough and take it in out for you. Okay. It's happened before. Usually like Amazon days. Me and another guy, do the Fredonia ones, and he has a lot less than me all the time. So if I've got a couple really big ones, packages, he'll take them off my hands right away. Okay, reload. So this is another option, okay? Is there part of your route that's close to the office? So, some routes go, way out there, go 30 miles out and then come back in, right? And so you can't really come back in the middle of the route, but other routes you can. In my route, once I'm done with like my fourth row, I come back towards town and I get within like a couple miles of town. So if I've got a lot of stuff that day, that's what I'll do sometimes. I'll just pack everything, the mail and everything, um, for that part, and then I'll come back and get the rest. After those first four rows are done, go back and get the rest, and then I reload. Okay. Again, it's one of those things you got to decide, you know, how far away, how close you get back to the office. Is it worth it? Okay. But yeah, that's what I'll do a lot of times, you know. Drop off some on your way home. So big deal with this. Okay. You must clear this with your supervisor, your postmaster. You can't just decide that you're going to do this, because what it involves doing is, and you really should do it with, you know, customers that you know really well. Like you're fairly confident that when you put a parcel there, they're going to get it, right? You want to make sure. You just scan them delivered at the post office. Then on your way home, you drop them off. Okay. So here's the problem. If that package goes missing, or, you know, somebody steals it, or you've got a customer who's kind of shady, or whatever the reason, okay, that package goes missing. When the post office looks it up to see where it was delivered, it'll show up as being delivered at the post office where you scanned it. So that could lead to problems. You know, you don't want a complaint filed against you, right? So just make sure that your postmaster's okay with it, and that the package is going to get in the hands of that customer. Don't do it with somebody where it's going to be a problem. Okay. And lastly, I just want to say, whatever you decide to do, be decisive. Okay. Decide what's the biggest factor causing the problem. Is it a couple of really big packages that's causing the problem? Is it just parcel volume in general? What is the issue? Why is your truck so full? Okay. And try to deal with that situation. All right. Address it quickly. You want to be like, you don't want to spend an hour deciding what you're going to do. You don't want to load up your truck and then change your mind and then pull things off and start over. You really don't. So as soon as you look and see what's there for the day, try to decide what you're going to do. Okay. Then when you're all done, when you've done what you had to do, it's the end of the day. Take a few moments, think about your day, and how much you have done differently. What would you have changed if you had to do it all over again? How would you have done it? Because that's going to help you the next time. Okay. I've done it all these ways. There's been times where I just have a few packages, big packages. I can take them on my way home. I know these customers, so my postmaster's okay with it. I've done that. Okay. I've also tied things to the roof of my car when they don't fit, if it seems appropriate. But you got to do what works for you. I have done parcel runs. I have done that too. And again, you don't want to waste a lot of your time, so you just got to do what makes the most sense. Okay. Let me know what your comments, any questions you have. Look forward to hearing from you. Okay.